Ladies and gentlemen, students, dreamers, builders of tomorrow, lean in. Let me tell you something I wish someone had told me clear and loud when I was coming up. Everybody has a dream. Everybody wants to be something, go somewhere, become someone. You ask a kid what they want to be when they grow up and their eyes light up. Astronaut, doctor, athlete, artist, leader, innovator. And that fire is beautiful. That fire is where the journey begins. But here's the truth most people don't want to talk about. Dreams alone aren't enough. See, the world is full of dreamers. Everybody's dreaming, but not everybody's working. Not everybody's sacrificing. Not everybody's willing to trade comfort for commitment. That's the difference. That's the separation. Dreams are free, but the journey to make them real, that costs everything. That takes discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early when the bed feels too good. It's hitting the books when your friends are out partying. It's doing your reps in the dark so you can shine in the light. And let me be real with you. Discipline doesn't feel good in the moment. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely. It's not sexy. But that's where greatness is formed. Not on the stage, not on the spotlight, but in the silence, in the struggle, in the grind. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your discipline. And the reason so many people quit, the reason so many never see their dreams come to life is because they think dreaming is the same as doing. They think imagining a future is the same as building one. But there's a big difference between having potential and doing something with it. Everybody's got potential, but only the discipline reach it. Only the discipline endure. The rest, they fall by the wayside, whispering a what if for the rest of their lives. Let's break it down. A student dreams of becoming a doctor, but he skips class, scrolls through his phone during lectures, cheats to pass the test. That's not a dreamer, that's a wishful thinker. Because dreaming without discipline is just that, wishing for a life you're not willing to work for. Or maybe it's a young athlete with big ambitions, wants to go pro, wants the fame, the success, but he won't show up to practice on time. He skips the gym. He blames the coach. He blames the system, but he never blames himself. Because facing your own laziness takes more strength than blaming somebody else. It's dreaming, but without discipline, it's all just noise, no results, no impact. Here's the other side of that coin. A young woman who's struggling to make ends meet, taking night classes, working double shifts, but she doesn't stop. She studies in the back room during her break. She wakes up tired, but she still shows up. She's building something. She's not just dreaming, she's doing. That's discipline. And that's the person who ends up changing her life. That's the one who makes her dream real. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your results. And it's not something you're born with, it's something you build day by day. Choice by choice in the quiet moments when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping, when you want to quit but decide to keep going. The world will test you. It will distract you. It will distract you. It will offer you shortcuts. But discipline says no. Discipline says, I know where I'm going. I know who I am, and I won't compromise that for temporary comfort. That's power. That's purpose. That's how you rise. Don't be fooled by talent alone. Talent without discipline leads to wasted potential. And nothing hurts more than seeing someone who could have been something who should have gone further, but didn't because they lacked the self-control to get there. So ask yourself this, are you dreaming or are you working? Are you talking about it or being about it? Because at the end of the day, your future isn't built by the thoughts in your head. It's built by the habits in your life. You want to make your future? Start by mastering your present. Get serious about your habits. Get clear on your values. And get consistent with your effort. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. If you can be disciplined when it's boring, when it's painful, when no one else is clapping, when it feels like it's not working, that's when the breakthrough is coming. That's when the dream starts becoming reality. So stop wishing. Start working because the future you want is waiting on the discipline you choose today. Let me tell you something that most people don't like to talk about. You're going to fail. You're going to not me being negative. That's not me trying to discourage you. That's just life. That's just truth. If you're out here trying to do something meaningful, if you're reaching higher, pushing bound on faith, you're going to stumble, you're going to fall. you're gonna hit walls. That's part of the process. That's part of growth. But what matters most is not whether you fall. What matters is how you fall. And more importantly, what direction you fall in. You've got two choices every time you mess up, every time life knocks you down. You can fall backward into fear, into shame, into excuses. Or you can fall forward into learning, into growth, into your next opportunity. See, when you fall forward, you're still moving. You're still making progress, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Falling forward means you've dared to try. It means you've taken the risk. It means you stepped out of your comfort zone. And that right there puts you ahead of most people. Because the truth is, some people never fall because they never move. They stay safe. They stay quiet. They don't stretch themselves. And sure, they may not fall, but they never rise either. Let me break this down for you. Think about a baby learning to walk. They wobble, they trip, they fall face first on the floor. But what do? They get back up. They don't sit there embarrassed. They don't say, oh, well, maybe walking's not for me. No, they fall forward every step. That's how success works. But somewhere along the way, society teaches us to be afraid of failure. It teaches us to play it safe, to avoid mistakes at all costs. That's backwards thinking. That's fear talking. Because failure is not the enemy, staying down is. Every successful person you admire, whether it's in business, sports, education, or the arts, they've all failed repeatedly, spectacularly, and they kept going. You know why? Because every failure taught them something. Every misstep carved character into their soul. Every closed door taught them how to knock harder or build a door of their own. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah got fired from her first job in television. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 times to invent the light bulb. That's not losing, that's falling forward. That's turning a no into a next step. That's taking pain and turning it into power. Now listen, when you fall, it's going to hurt. No sugarcoating here. It'll sting. You'll question yourself. You'll hear the critics both outside, inside your own head. But don't let that defeat you. Don't let the fall define you. Let it refine you. Because when you fall forward, you're learning how to take the hit and keep moving. You're developing grit. You're building mental muscle. And those things, they can't be taught in a classroom. They're in the trenches, through trial, through error, through resilience. And here's the educational part of this. Schools teach you facts, formulas, and theories, and that's important. But life teaches you persistence. Life teaches you patience. Life teaches you patience, study all night for a test and still come up short. But that doesn't mean you quit. It means you learn the lesson, you adjust your approach, and you come back stronger. So if you failed the exam, if you didn't get the scholarship, if you didn't make the team, don't hang your head. Hold it high. Because falling doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're in the game. It means you're showing up. It means you're doing what most people are too scared to try. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your feet moving. Take every fall as feedback. Take every L as a lesson. You're not losing. You're learning. And learning is how you grow. Let me say it plain. If you never fall, you'll never know how high you can rise. So don't let the fall be the end of your story. Let it be the start of your comeback. And when people see you rise after a fall, when they see you come back with more fire, more hunger, more focus, they'll respect you more than they would have if you never failed. Because rising after failure is where real greatness begins. So don't be afraid to fall. Just make sure you fall forward. Keep your face to the goal. Keep your heart in the fight. Keep your faith alive. You're going to fall, but you're also going to rise. And every fall forward will take you one step closer to the future you were born to create. Let me speak the truth plain and clear. Education is not just school. It's not just sitting in a classroom memorizing dates or formulas. No, education is preparation. Education is a tool, a compass, a foundation. It is the blueprint for building the life you want, the future you dream about, the impact you were created to make. You can't build a skyscraper on sand. You need a blueprint. You need a plan. You need a strong foundation before the walls ever go up. That's what education is. It's the digging, the designing, the aligning of your purpose and your potential. Now, I don't just mean a college degree. That's one way, but not the only way. Education is bigger than that. It's a mindset. It's how you feed your mind, how you train your thinking, how you prepare yourself for the challenges that life will throw your way. Because make no mistake, life will test you. And when it does, you better be ready. See, the most dangerous person in the world is not the one with the loudest voice or the biggest muscles. It's the one with a sharp mind. It's the one who reads, the one who listens, the one who learns. Because when you know better, you move better. You speak with confidence, you lead with clarity. You don't just react to life, you respond to it. With wisdom, with direction, with power. And you can't fake that. You can fake charm, you can fake style, but you can't fake preparation. You can't fake knowledge, you can't fake the work you never did. There are people out here trying to build their future without first building themselves. Trying to rise to greatness without putting in the time to understand who they are and what they stand on. But listen to me. Your future is only as strong as the foundation you build today. Education teaches you how to think, how to solve, how to persist. It trains your brain like weights train a muscle. Every lesson, every book, every challenge shaping you quietly, consistently, deliberately. It may not feel exciting in the moment, it might feel boring. But trust me, when the lights are on, when it's time to perform, when the world is watching, you will rise to the level of your preparation. Some of you are sitting in classrooms wondering, why does this matter? You're looking at algebra or history or science thinking, how will this help me in real life? Let me tell you, it's not just about the subject. It's about the process. It's about building discipline. It's about expanding your thinking. It's about learning how to learn. Because if you can learn one thing well, you can learn anything. And in today's world, learning is your advantage. The world is changing fast. Technology is evolving. Industries are shifting. And the people who win are the ones who keep learning, the ones who don't stop growing, the ones who refuse to stay stagnant. So don't let anyone fool you into thinking education is just for a select few. It's not just for the rich or the genius or the perfect. It's for the hungry. It's for the determined. It's for the kid who came from nothing and said, I'm going to be something. It's for the girl who's been told she can't, but shows up every day anyway. It's for the underdog, the overlooked, the underestimated. Because when you educate yourself, when you build your mind, you give yourself the power to rewrite the story, to break generational cycles, to go where no one in your family has ever gone before. And understand this, nobody can take that from you. You can lose a job, you can lose money, you can lose friends, but no one can take your knowledge. No one can erase what you've learned. That's yours forever. That's yours forever. That's power you carry inside you wherever you go. So if you're sitting there thinking you're not smart enough, stop. Intelligence is fixed. It's built, it's trained, it's grown. Show up every day. Read the book, ask the question, make mistakes, and then learn from them. That's education. And don't wait for someone else to hand it to you. Don't wait for a perfect school, a perfect teacher, or a perfect situation. If you want it, go get it. It's in the books at the library. It's in the lectures online. It's in the mentors, the podcasts, the late nights grinding when everyone else is sleeping. You have access. What you do with it is up to you. The future is not made by the most popular. It's not made by the most privileged. It's made by the most prepared. So build your blueprint, build your base, use education not just to pass a test, but to transform your life. Now, because when the time comes, and it will, you don't want to be guessing, you don't want to be hoping, you want to stand up, look life in the eye and say, I'm ready, I built this, I prepared for this, and I'm about to rise. You want to change your life? Start with who you're around. It's not just about your goals or your hustle. Those matter, yes. But if the people around you aren't pushing you forward, they're pulling you back. And that's not negativity, that's reality. You can have all the ambition in the world, but if you're walking with folks who don't believe, who don't dream, who don't strive for more, eventually you'll start shrinking to fit their level. Let me tell you this, your circle is your mirror. Look at the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look at how they talk, how they think, what they value. That's not just your company, that's your climate. You're breathing that air every day. And if that air is full of doubt, full of fear, full of complacency, full of gossip and drama and distraction, don't be surprised when your fire starts dying out. You gotta surround yourself with purpose. People who speak life, people who challenge you to be better, People who see what you're capable of, even on the days you don't see it yourself. Because when you're around purpose-driven people, you start to move differently. You start to think long term. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop making excuses. You start making progress. There are some folks who talk big, but move small. All flash, no foundation. You've got to be wise enough to know the difference. Don't confuse loudness with leadership. Don't confuse energy with integrity. You need people in your life who don't just hype you up, but hold you up when life gets heavy. People who aren't afraid to check you when you're slipping. People who won't let you settle when they know there's greatness in you. Some of you are stuck not because you're not talented, not because you're not trying, but because you're not trying, but because your environment is toxic. You're hanging with folks who laugh when you talk about your goals. You tell them your dream and they roll their eyes, or they say, "You really think you can do that?" And slowly doubt creeps in. You start watering down your vision to make other people comfortable. Stop that. Your vision is not too big. Your calling is not too much. You've just been sharing it with people who don't have the capacity to carry it. That dream was given to you, not to them. So it's not their job to understand it, but it is your job to protect it. And sometimes protecting your purpose means changing your circle. You don't need a crowd. You need a crew, a tribe, a small, solid team who knows your heart, understands your vision, and wants to see you win. And it's not always going to be people your age, people you grew up with, or people who look like you. Sometimes purpose shows up in unexpected places. In a mentor, a teacher, a coach, or even a stranger who says one thing that shifts your mindset forever. And let me tell you this too, being around purposeful people doesn't always feel comfortable. Sometimes it's stings. Because they won't let you play small, they'll call you out, they'll demand the best from you. They'll hold you to a higher standard, not because they're judging you, but because they believe in what's inside of you. They want to see you build, not just talk, win, not just win. That accountability is rare, but it's priceless. So if you've got people in your life who celebrate your progress, who challenge your excuses, who pray for you, who push you, hold on to them. That's your tribe. That's your iron that sharpens iron. And if you don't have that yet, start becoming that person yourself. Be the one who uplifts, who studies, who moves with purpose, who lives with character. And watch how the right people start showing up. Purpose attracts purpose. You don't have time to spend your energy on people who don't feed your spirit. You got dreams to chase, legacy to build, mountains to move. And that doesn't happen in empty conversations or empty circles. Build your circle with intention. Be around people who are going somewhere, who are hungry, who reflect, who serve, who grind, who love hard and live bold. People who don't just talk about changing the world, but actually do something about it. Because at the end of the day, your success is not just about what you do, it's about who you walk with while you're doing it. So walk with visionaries, walk with warriors, walk with believers. And most of all, walk with purpose. Let's be real. Everybody wants to be great until it's time to be consistent. Everybody wants the prize, but few are willing to pay the price. And that price, that's called discipline. That quiet, unglamorous grind. That daily decision to show up, to do the work, to push through the excuses and the feelings and the fatigue, even when nobody's watching. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you build. And like a muscle, you build it by using it over and over again. It's the daily reps that shape your character, not the one big moment. You don't become excellent by accident. You become excellent on purpose through discipline. You see, talent is a gift, but talent without discipline is like a Ferrari without gas. Looks pretty, sounds powerful, but it's not going anywhere. It just sits there with potential, while someone with less talent but more drive is already miles ahead. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you can become. It's the difference between a dream and a destination. You can write your goals on the wall, make a vision board, tell the whole world what you're gonna do, but none of that matters if your habits don't match your hopes. If you want your future to look different, your choices today must be different. The world doesn't reward wishers, it rewards workers. And that work happens in the dark, early morning, late nights, the grind nobody claps for, the sacrifices nobody sees. That's where discipline lives. That's where futures are built. Let's take it back to school for a minute. You can have the best teachers, the best resources, the best support, but if you're not studying, if you're not putting in the time, if you're not turning your phone off and focusing, you won't grow. Not because you're not smart, but because you're not consistent. That's the game changer. Discipline is what separates potential from performance. And don't get it twisted, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. You're going to mess up. You'll miss a day. You'll fall off. That's life. But discipline means you get back up. You realign. You don't let one bad day turn into a bad week or a bad habit become a lifestyle. You correct it. You recommit. You keep going. You keep going. You know why? Because you're not just living for today. You're building tomorrow. Every disciplined decision you make is an investment into your future self. Every time you say no to distractions and yes to your purpose, you're stacking bricks. Quietly, slowly, faithfully in the life you want. And eventually, people will look at you and call it luck. They'll say, you're gifted, but you'll know better. You'll know it wasn't luck. It was the 5 a.m. wake-ups. It was saying no to the party and yes to the plan. It was doing what needed to be done when you didn't feel like doing anything at all. Discipline teaches you patience. In a world that glorifies instant results, discipline says, wait. Trust the process. It doesn't give you shortcuts. It gives you strength. It teaches you how to endure, how to focus, how to stay grounded when life gets loud. And make no mistake, life will test your discipline. It'll distract you, tempt you, try to pull you off course. But if you've trained yourself, if you built that inner muscle, then you won't break. You'll bend maybe, but you'll bounce back. You'll stay locked in. Look around at the people who have built something real. I don't mean fame, I mean legacy, influence, integrity. They didn't get there by taking the easy route. They didn't cut corners. They chose discipline over comfort, sacrifice over popularity, consistency over chaos. And that's why their impact lasts. So if you want to shape your destiny, don't wait for motivation. Motivation is a spark. It burns bright and dies fast. Discipline, that's the slow, steady fire. That's what keeps you warm in the winter of doubt. That's what carries you when the hype is gone. And all that's left is you and your decision. You want to make your future, then make your habits. Because success doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in the shadow. In the daily disciplines nobody sees but everyone eventually respects. And here's the foul truth. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your discipline. So train your mind, shape your routine. Master your focus. Build your destiny one choice at a time. And remember, when you walk in discipline, you don't have to chase greatness. Greatness finds you. So now you've heard it. The truth, the fire, making your own future isn't about luck. It's not about waiting on a breakthrough or begging for a handout. It's about responsibility. It's about standing up, stepping forward and saying, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen because I made it happen. You were not born to be average. You were not created just to survive. You were designed to build, to rise, to lead, to create something that lasts. But that future is not sitting out there waiting to show up on your doorstep. You've got to chase it, craft it, earn it. One decision, one discipline, one day at a time. Remember this, your mindset is the engine. It fuels your direction. If you don't believe in yourself, you'll never even start. Shift that thinking. See yourself where you want to be and start walking like you already belong there. Your education is your blueprint. Not just grades or degrees, but the hunger to learn, to grow, to stretch. Feed your mind like your future depends on it, because it does. Your circle is your soul. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, sharpen you, hold you to the flame. Because iron sharpens iron, and if you're surrounded by dull blades, don't expect to be sharp. And above all else, discipline is the foundation. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it never fails. It's what separates dreamers from doers. It's what keeps you moving when motivation fades. The future you want is hiding in the choices you make daily. So wherever you are right now, whatever your background, your struggles, your doubts, I need you to understand this. You are not stuck. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes don't disqualify you. But your decisions from this moment forward, they will determine everything. The door to your future is not locked. The key is in your hands. but you've got to turn it. You got to move. You got to fight for the life that was placed inside you. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for applause. Start now. Start here. Start strong. And don't stop until your future looks like the vision that's been burning in your soul since the beginning. Make your own future because no one else will do it for you.